You're listening to Ernestly Speaking, the only weekly podcast that covers friends, foes, and anything that goes. And now, for your badass host, Ernest Owens. And we're back for another episode of Ernestly Speaking with your host, Ernest Owens, myself. Well, we're on episode 99 of the podcast, and it's the finale of what I love to say is, season 3. Episode 100, I think, will open up season 4 of this extremely exciting podcast. I'm going to officially be going on my holiday break, and then we'll get back together in early January for episode 100, which is the season premiere of season 4. But this holiday series finale, well, season finale, not series finale, because we got a grand opening for season 4. But I decided to bring a special guest. For the first time, I am recording this podcast out of Philadelphia. I'm out of the East Coast. I'm actually here in Houston recording this episode with my younger brother, who, is here with me in my live, somewhat studio office or studio headquarters. Yes, he was interested in being a guest on this episode since he's been in Philadelphia for some time now. And, since the topic is about nepo babies exposed, we thought this would be a great episode to talk about all of those things. So, nonetheless, introduce yourself and tell them that you're on the podcast.
This is Kelby, the wonderful, great brother of Ernest Owens.
So yes, Kelby is here. Yes, he goes to Temple, studying criminal justice, doing great things. And he just thought it'd be great to be here on the podcast. And I'm recording it in this live studio, guest room. But, since I told you all that I was experimenting with if I could record remotely, which I hadn't done before. Everything was always, inside of the Philly studio. So everything was all plugged up. But then I found out, actually, I could bring this with me on the road. Who would have thought? Shout out to the wonderful people at Apple Logic Pro, who provide the great technology to make this happen. Shout out to them. But we'll be talking about some of the hottest things that's been going on in the news from Philly to Texas, actually, because it seems like every time I come back home to Texas, it's always, I bring, good luck for all things Texas when it comes to Philly things. I was in Texas when the Astros defeated the Phillies. And then here I am in Texas and the Cowboys beat the Eagles. And, I'm not really an NFL person anymore, but I, couldn't help but saw the notification on my phone of the Cowboys defeating the Eagles. And the Eagles been doing pretty good, but everybody's been saying that it's Jalen Hurts' injury that has caused some of this. I mean, what do you think? Is it Jalen Hurts' absence?
The Jalen Hurts injury. When Jalen Hurts gets back, the Philadelphia Eagles will be right back on track.
But it was a moment in time that no team should just only require one person. I don't think one person should hold the whole weight of the team. When you think of like the Bulls, they had Jordan, they had Pippen. It's a collective. You just can't just have one person.
But they have Jalen Hurts at the helm, the quarterback position. He has to.
Yeah, and now without him, they've lost. So that's just a lot of pressure. I didn't realize how young he was. He's like 23, 24. My goodness. But he, but they lost, of course. And the correlation is that every time I'm in Texas, there's wins for Texas. That's the correlation. The correlation is that it happened with the Astros. And, everything now apparently didn't happen with the Cowboys. So, I have been ecstatic to see it. Now, there's been some debate about restaurants over here at home about, Philly restaurants versus Houston restaurants. Now, as a I guess a transplant, I think that Philly have the better restaurants. Now, the conversation is about quality and quantity. There's been some close friends of mine who went to Houston to see for themselves. Amanda, Jessica done ran over there, moved. And that's the crazy part is that, so my homegirl, Jessica, she went to Penn with me. We both went to Penn for undergrad and went to USC for graduate school. She got her law degree there. Of course, I got my master's in communication management. She went to USC. She's from Cali. She's an original Cali girl, but she came to Texas, fell in love, and now she lives in Houston. I come down here thinking I'm going to be able to see everybody. Her ass is in Cali with her family. But Amanda got a chance to hang out in Houston, have a good old Houston time. But she got a Houston trip from like a recent transplant. So she didn't show her the things I would have showed her. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't get the chance to go to Taco Cabana.
Taco Cabana is a staple. It's a must go.
It is a must go. And she didn't have that experience. She had a Whataburger experience.
Whataburger's good. As long as she had the patty melt, it's a good.
So she had breakfast. But you know, so you think she should have had, what do you think she would have had?
Definitely should have had either the barbecue chicken strip sandwich.
That is good.
Or the patty melt. It'll come out in less than 5 minutes and it's a quality eat.
Really? Yeah. So there you have it. I mean, traditionally, I just get the double with cheese. Because Whataburger do not serve their burgers initially with cheese. You have to request it, if I last remember. And I remember they had those onion rings. Oh my God, the onion rings are good. It's not a lot of places that can make good onion rings.
That's true.
I think the only place that was commercial that made good onion rings was like Burger King.
Even then, Burger King is.
I know Burger King isn't there, but like compared to like everything else that's around, I find Burger King to be a little bit better than McDonald's, and of course Wendy's is king. Wendy's is definitely king. But anywho, notifications are ringing off the hook. But anyway, so she had that experience. So I would have took her to Nympha's. I would have taken her to Whataburger to actually have lunch. These people with these notifications. So I would have gave her all those things that she would have liked, and it would have been great. I think, what else? What else is good in Texas? You know, like, okay, first of all, we had this conversation about the turkey leg hut. Everybody just sit up and love the turkey leg hut, and it's just so annoying. The tourism obsession with it. It's always a bunch of people who just love the turkey leg hut. But what do you think about it?
As a person that lives in Texas, I would have to say the turkey leg hut is maybe a little bit, too high up on the rankings of Texas eats. I would say there's a lot of more better places, but if you really do like a turkey leg and you like getting all greasy and stuff, it'll be a good food then.
I think it's overrated.
Yeah. A little bit overrated.
I think so. I think that it's overrated in the sense that you have all of this good food. There's other places in Texas that give us honor, and I don't really think this place is the best that do. I would have went to Ray's Barbecue. I mean, people talk about Papados and Papacitos chains and all that, but there's some good ones. It's good. I mean, it's solid. It's not. It doesn't define us, but it is an aspect of us.
I say we have a growing food truck industry right now.
The food trucks in Texas is growing, and it's actually good quality food. So I was debating. So I will say this. I think that Philadelphia has better fine dining restaurants than Houston. I think Houston has a lot of restaurants, but a lot of these restaurants are chains. And I also think we have good food diversity. We have Cajun, Asian. We have a strong Vietnamese, Cambodia, Filipino culture here. We got a lot of Africans, Nigerians, got a lot of Mexicans and Salvadorian and other types of cuisine from there. Tex-Mex. We got the coastal situation going. We got great steakhouses and cattle. But I always have said that Philly is not the best with Mexican food. But we do have some standouts though. But overall, I think that Philly has the better hand on the fine dining. I think that Houston has the better end on variety when it comes to like affordability. I think definitely Texas has it on affordability for food, and also the portions.
That's true.
I think portion size they do. But I do think we have the better fine dining end. I think we have some really good culinary art happening in Philadelphia with the food scene.
Yeah, but you can't go to no Popeyes, no McDonald's, none of those places in Philly. You cannot go to those places.
The fast food places in Philly are bad?
The fast food places in Philly are horrible. The customer service is horrible. The food is horrible.
Oh.
And don't DoorDash nothing in Philadelphia.
Why you're not a fan of DoorDash in Philadelphia?
Every single time I DoorDash, maybe McDonald's or maybe Popeyes. Firstly, there's never any sauce. They always forget the sauce, consistently forget the sauce.
And you talking about DoorDash in Philly?
That's the DoorDash, yes.
Oh, man. Yikes.
And the food is consistently cold. But luckily, there's that DoorDash thing where you can get your refund back. So I just be doing that. So
fine. You just get the refund on the. Yeah. That's what I do too. Mm-hmm. It's like the way to virtually call the manager. So you're like a virtual Karen. Mm-hmm. You're like, I don't have to speak to the manager. I'm just gonna go to the to the phone and just ask. That makes sense. Well, one of the things that also have stood out to me too is this. I have been cooking, and he has been coming every Sunday. He's been another special guest who have come to, eat. And he didn't have, anti-Ernest sentiment, unlike some people who was talking about duck being seared. He did not have any anti-Ernest sentiment. He actually supported, my culinary efforts and my cooking. And so one of the experiments I did was I talked about how, I don't know, like when you go to your parents' house, for the holidays, you think that your kitchen is set. You think, oh, I have all the right pots. I have all the knives. I have everything I need. And then you go to your parents' house and you realize, damn, like what kind of traps is they got spices I never knew existed. Seasonings that I didn't know happened. And I always wanted to do this experiment which is what I did, was that I wanted to see, what would food taste like if it was in a pot? Like if it was if I use other people's pots to cook, like if I use my mama's skillets and her seasonings to make the same recipe, but just use hers, would the food taste different? And it did. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Johnson made beef bourguignon, which was one of the top popular dishes that we had in our cooking. And we used some Texas beef, okay? We didn't use Philly beef. We used Texas beef. We made the whole recipe.
Straight from the farm down the street.
That's right. From Old McDonald, he says. So we got everything that was the recipe recalled, but we used the ingredients from the house. The pots, I don't know, it had a different taste in a good way. It tastes way better. I'll say it tastes way better. I thought that the recipes were, it just was different. It was a different experience. It was great in Philly, but it tastes better. And so I was asking people online, you all, the fans, like, what were some of the things that you think drove that? And some of you all said, well, those skillets have been seasoned. There's magic in those pots, someone had said. And also, said something about the seasonings. Like, well, hey, they're going to know things because they've been cooking longer. This is true. This is very true. There were just seasons that I just did not know. So it just put me to shame. I realized that looking in this kitchen and seeing all these varieties of pots, I said, I have to step my game up. I thought I had enough, but maybe it was a good size for me, but just the vibe was different. But Christmas was great across the board. Got lots of great gifts.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. We got lots of gifts. One of the things is that I haven't told you all that I'm going somewhere in early February, but I can't tell you what it is. It's a secret. Some of y'all may have good guessing clues and spidey devices. But I was wondering what I was going to wear. And to my friends who are listening, Lip Brothers and folks, I found the shoes. I know what I'm wearing there when I get to where I'm said I'm going to go. I'm dropping hints. Some of y'all might guess it, but maybe not. But if you don't guess it, it's fine, because I'll tell you when that time comes. But I'm going somewhere very, 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 very special. And I need to have, I was like, where are my shoes? Like, what am I going to wear? And so this was something I definitely, I always, see, this is the thing about having this bi-coastal living, is that there are clothes in Texas that people do not wear because they don't have that type of swag.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yes.
But then you bring those clothes to Philly, and they're just the best thing ever. And Philly never has certain clothes that I'm into. Now I do appreciate the tax free on clothes, but there's just things in Texas that people don't wear here that people will eat up. So anything that's elaborate or loud or lively, people in Houston don't go for it. They're plain Janes over here. Some of them are. The women aren't, but the men are. So a lot of those clothes stay on the rack or just, go away. But shoes and details and all those things. So I, think I have every shoe I need or every design of a shoe I want. And then always, mommy finds something that's just takes it to the next level. So it's always like certain shoes or clothes, but I'm pretty good. I got some new cologne. I got new fragrance for 2023. We're doing Dolce and Gabbana, which is a really good one. And then we have some cool clothes. I didn't take, so some of y'all saw on social media some of the pictures of the boxes. I didn't show the pictures of the things because I don't want you to see what these drips look like. But if you see a pair of shoes on me in the next coming of months, in certain clothes, you say, wow, that look nice. Where you get that from? I got it from Texas. I did. I definitely did. But Christmas was so lively. So I did get my mom's gift, which I didn't tell anyone on here because I know if she was going to listen, someone was going to listen. But I got her that Telfar bag that she wanted with a bag. It was a card inside with money because I always have heard this very much so. And Amanda was laughing at me the other day, but it's true. You cannot give a woman a bag without no money in it. You can't do it. You give a lady a bag, it's supposed to be money in it. That's just what you're supposed to do. That's where the whole term secure the bag. The bag has to have a bag in it. You can't just give a bag with any money. It's like giving someone a pot with no gold. Like, you have to have it all. Like, so I got her the Telfar bag she wanted. The medium black, which is, of course, you all know is a rare feat. And I thought it was a neutral bag. She's so excited about it. I mean, she's been posing in it and everything. And I put money in it because it's important to have a bag with money. So that was my Christmas gift for her. For my littlest brother, I got him a JanSport backpack. So, Kelby, tell me about this JanSport backpack and why people go crazy about it. I did not know this was a thing until I talked about the littlest one. My youngest brother got a JanSport backpack, and I gave him a magic wand, aka a goddamn Apple Pencil. Now, everyone told me that the Apple Pencil was going to be about $35. Now, you all know good well that is not true. So when I signed up for these lists, we had a list of gifts we were supposed to give each other. I was like, oh, Apple Pencil, JanSport backpack is like $15. Apple Pencil, $35. I'm about to spend about 50 something. No, I ended up spending around $150. First of all, they was like, do you want the first generation? Apple with the bullshit. Even though I have Apple products, Apple with the bullshit. First of all, they say, do you want the first generation or the other one? I said, what's the price difference? The first generation one is $100, which is the one I ended up getting. And the other one was another one, next generation, whatever the hell that is. And that one was $125. I said, well, what's the difference between that one and that one? They said, well, the other one just magnetically attaches to the pad, which is it just magnet, like if you put it just magnetically attaches to it. The other one doesn't. That's the difference. But if you get you a good iPad holder, it just automatically do that for less. But they'll fool you though with this pen and make you think. So he wanted this really bad, an Apple Pencil at 12 years old. My God. But he said he's going to keep up with it. I said, this device, you better keep up with it. So, so he got that and he got a JanSport backpack. But explain this JanSport backpack to me. I need a Gen Zer perspective on this. I just don't understand. What's the hype?
Well, when I was coming into college, Ernest also got me a JanSport backpack.
I did.
And at the time, I did not know how big the JanSport backpacks were.
And it was a Temple one, too. That was with the Temple logo because he goes to Temple.
Yes. So when I got to school, everybody was like, oh, where'd you get that backpack? I love that JanSport backpack. And I was like, what's the big deal about the JanSport
Exactly.
backpack? So then I had a conversation with Caden about the JanSport backpack. And apparently, because of all the compartments and the different accessibilities in the backpack's just like a popular thing, and all the school kids want a JanSport backpack. So I guess that's where the hype is.
Yeah, and the weird part about it is that it's a particular one though. Like, you just can't get any type. It was a specific one he wanted that was like $50 on Amazon, and I was just like, wait, what is going on? Like, this was just not a thing. Like, when I was little, I think, when I was in college, I think the bag everybody wanted was Herschel. Those Herschel backpacks. Amanda, remember those the diamonds? Like my friends know, like remember everybody was like the diamond, the little brown diamond ones, and they had the thing that said Herschel on it, like the little tag on the back end, but they had different patterns and designs. But people used to always get like the red brown one. And then when I was in school, the trend was that it was also those hunter boots, like these rain boots. It was Michael Kors, rose gold, uh, things, and it was also used to be those Cartier bracelets that you could open up, like it was like a slave chain around the wrist, but you had to like use a key to open it and unlock the noops. It was crazy, and then of course the Tiffany bracelet was always like classic and standard. But like you all know what I'm talking about. And then remember them jackets? You know what I'm talking about? Those jackets? They were like those goose Canadian bomber jackets with little furs on the ends.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was a phase too. Those goose backpacks. And the North Face jackets have always been in trend.
Yes, yes.
You know. So, and then girls like Ugg boots. Oh my God, they still do. They still do. Timberland boots have kind of had their moment. People still wear them.
They make Ugg boots for men now.
They do?
Yeah.
I have no interest. I feel like it's just, my basic credit score will go up. I'm trying to reduce my basic score. So, okay. So, I mean, Jan Sport he liked. And then, of course, I just sent you money. Because that's just all these kids want these days in college. Just money. Just money. You need it. Yeah. Yeah. How is college life on Temple? I'm going to do something that your president has done. Ask the students how they feel. I mean, so, like, there's been chat around town about Temple and Temple safety. How do you feel about Temple, like campus-wise? Not the school. I mean, I know you like going to Temple. I know. As a Penn Quaker, it is, I've accepted him. I accept my brother. I love him. I accept him, for whoever he wants to be. He chose his lifestyle. I learned I had to love him and accept him for who he is because it is important. All colleges matter in Philadelphia, apparently. What? Except UArts. No. I'm joking. But no, we were just talking about the youngest one going to Drexel. It's like, no. It's going to be the trifecta.
Yeah.
5 years in school, though. They have the co-op. There's a lot of great people that went to Drexel.
But 5 years?
It's true. A lot of good legends that went to Drexel, though. A lot of good people. I mean, there's some people that went to Temple, clearly. And clearly there's a lot of great people that went to Penn. I mean, so many great people that went to Penn. But, like, and some bad people that went to Penn, too. But, like, there's good people that went to Temple. And, then, of course, Drexel, I think of, legends like Nicole Cashman. Just so many great people that went to Drexel. But, I don't know what he wants to do. I mean, he might end up sliding into Penn, just sliding right in there and sliding right into engineering school and then be done with it. But we'll see. But how is Temple, though?
I live in probably one of the safest apartments. So
you do.
I would say
that.
You're
a little spoiled. We'll be talking about Nepo babies. This is a perfect episode to do an episode about Nepo babies. It's a good show. But anyway, so... Yeah, so you do live in a nice apartment.
So me personally, I don't really experience the hood unless I'm at one of my friends' house. And then that's when I see like, oh, okay, this is crazy. Like consistently there's like on campus, there's like little vents where the heat come out of. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And there's consistently always like 2 homeless guys that live there basically, like always, they're always there. And they always beg for money, or they might come up with a scam where they tell you that they have AIDS and they need you to go to CVS. They got one of my friends like this. He said that he had AIDS and he needed to get medicine. So he told my friend that he needs to go to CVS to get it, and that he just needed $20 to get the medicine. So my friend went to CVS with them.
Okay.
And withdrew $20 and waited for him to go to the medicine guy. And the homeless man ran out the store.
That's heavy. That's a lot. And so, have this happened to you? Have you been approached by anyone?
No. Besides the whole tickets situation.
That was a horrible... You know what? You can't even tell them what happened to you with the tickets thing. This ticket... So these are the things that be happening. Dr. President Wingard...
most of my friends have some way somehow gotten scammed on Temple campus.
This is
So the how I got scammed
yes.
was that Steve Lacy was in town, and I
Who
was
is
like,
Steve Lacy for those who don't know?
Steve Lacy is what, R&B
Yeah, he's an R&B artist.
artist?
R&B
Okay,
alternative pop.
yeah.
That song he got. What's the song that everyone knows from him?
Um, what's that called? I wish I knew. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
talking about? Yeah.
that's
hmm
that's the
That's
best
what it's
vocals you
called.
got. It's a good song.
But yeah.
So he had a concert.
Yes, he had a concert,
Okay.
and it was the day of the concert, and I was like, I wanted to go, but I was gonna be fine without going. So I was just going on about my day, and I left class. I had got out of class. It was a great sunny day that day, and there was this guy on the side of by the bell tower, and he was like, we're selling Steve Lacy tickets, and I was like, okay. How much are they? And they were like $90 each. So I was like, that's a good deal on the Steve Lacy tickets, because on SeatGeek and all of those, the tickets were like sold out $400. So I was like, okay, maybe he just wanted to get rid of them on the last day. So I'm thinking that, okay, all right, well, I can do that. And he gave me his information so that I could send him the Cash App. And I went home. I asked my mom to if I could go, and if she could send me the money for it. So she did, and I sent the man the money because he said that he sent me the tickets, and he sent me a screenshot of it.
Okay.
So then I get to the place.
And where is this place?
I get to the what is that?
Fillmore?
The Fillmore.
This is in Fishtown.
Yes, I get to the Fillmore after I took an Uber, and this was with my a friend girl of mine.
Is it the current one that you?
Yes, it's my current girlfriend.
Okay, great.
Luckily, I made it past this, but so I get there, and I show them the screenshots of the tickets, and they scan them, and they're like, these are fake tickets.
Oh
these
my
are not real
God.
tickets.
Oh my God.
So I'm panicking at this point, and I'm
no.
embarrassed because this is like maybe the second or third date that I had with this girl. So I was like, oh man, this is bad.
Oh
like
my
this looks so
God.
bad. So
Oh no, this makes so much sense now.
I'm texting the guy because I have the guy's number. And I'm like,
Okay.
the tickets aren't working. What's going on? And he's
No.
like, and he's just the whole time keeping the same story. Like, oh, they should be working. I don't know what's going on.
And you gave him how much money?
$180.
Oh my God. So what happened in the end?
Luckily, when I Zelled the money to him.
Okay.
So,
Oh, you didn't Cash App. Thank
no,
God.
I didn't Cash
Because you know Cash App, yo, there's some mass scammers on Cash
Yeah,
App.
there is mass
You
scammers
cannot
on
give
Cash App.
anyone any money on Cash App unless you know them personally. I've learned that the hard way. That is real. You have to, like Cash App, you can't even get the money back. PayPal, you can. And Zelle, you can. That's why mommy be on the Zelle. The Zelle, so you Zelled, and then what happened?
Yes.
That's good.
So then my bank account had locked. So I had looked at it, my bank account. I went to my bank account, and it was locked, and I was wondering why it was locked. So I had to call Chase. So when I called Chase, they said that one of my recent transactions were flagged for because somebody's a fraud. Like either the receiver was a fraud, and it was reported for scamming. So I was like, oh, and they asked me like, what was the reason why I bought why you made this and all of that, and
The
I told
purchase
them
and
that it was for concert tickets, and they told me that it was most likely a scam, and that that I should not put this through and confirm it. And I said, okay, well, refund it, and they got me the money back within 5 to 7 business days. So,
But this all happened on Temple's campus.
this all happened on Temple's campus.
Damn. Well, one thing I say, I've been scammed by people, but not by, well, never a business transaction at Penn. I never got that. I mean, I was scammed by people, but not in that type of way. Not monetarily wise. My heart may have been scammed, but my pocket wasn't. I don't know what's worse. But oh my goodness, that must be awkward. So you were taking your then friend girl before she became the girlfriend, and you took her out, and he was like, "This is supposed to be a cute date that got ruined by." Damn,
Yeah.
that sucks. What did y'all stay outside and listen to him outside? This?
No, we took a Uber back, and it was a bad Uber back. It was silent.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, Temple out here about to ruin black love, but clearly that didn't happen. So yeah, so I mean, you don't stay out late at night
Not really.
because of the vibe. I mean, like, I know you said that, like, just the whole like. Do you ever walk out by yourself late at night?
Oh no.
No.
Not maybe last year, my freshman year, because I was like going to my friend's house or something, so
Yeah.
I would go late or
Mhm.
something. But this year, not really, due to like it's been a lot more like home invasions, robberies, armed robberies. Like, I know you get the TU alerts.
I do get those TU
The
alerts.
you gonna see a TU alert.
A TU alert stay in the phone. Okay?
At least every couple hours about either an armed robbery, a break-in,
That's true.
a shooting.
That's true.
It's crazy.
You know, so my piece I wrote for Philly Mag recently talked about the culture there. There's a lot of alerts. I say, you know, as the big brother, I have to be more on guard. You know, the alerts don't really give you much information.
No.
It doesn't. It just kind of gives you like a we're here, you know, kind of thing. But they don't really tell people enough. And there's a lot of people that are asking. I mean, there's some people who are on the farther end of the spectrum, you know, especially on the lighter end of the spectrum, that's scared to say, oh, they want to transfer. But I don't think it's, I mean, you know, since we're on this topic of nepo babies, clearly you don't feel like you have to transfer. But imagine like not having any family or friends and all this was going on. That would be a lot to swallow.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
And I think you kind of have it where there's somebody that's there, so you get to be really able to, you know, pull it off. So that's dope. But, you know, I'm happy, you know, you know, that's going on. But you know how it goes. Oh, goodness. Here they go. So I'm looking at Christmas pictures. People's like, I didn't know you had a sister. I'm like, no, that's my mom. Which is funny. That always happens to us.
Too often.
Too often. I know. Trust me. 10 years ago, when it was like 12 years ago when I was moving into campus, it was even worse. Because then I was a student, and then it was like very much more. They was like looking like, oh, I know you're the sister. Who's that? And how that goes. So, you know, Christmas was good. You know, we're, you know, that the people listen to this the following day. You know, after Christmas. So.
Merry late Christmas.
But no, the food was so good. The food has been great.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, scrumptious, seasoned to perfection. It's nice to live in a house and have a Black Christmas with Black
What was
food.
that thing that you made yesterday?
Huevos rancheros.
Yes, that was delicious.
That was delicious. So I cooked too. So, you know, I made huevos rancheros, which is like one of my favorite things I like to make. But I really, it's a big dish. I made 2 big dishes. And it's got that Tex-Mex feel. It's got that Mexican breakfast. It's a perfect brunch. Because you get the eggs that you want for the breakfast energy, but then you get that deep sauce. So Nina was saying that she just hears cookbook in me, which is funny. But I do want to talk about some of the way I cooked it, because some people are just really into how I was describing it. But no, this huevos ranchero situation is everything, y'all. Let me tell you what I do. What a breakdown. You gotta get you a big pot. Good sizable stainless steel pot. You don't want like a pan pot, like a pot pan, but you don't want like a basic pan. You need one that's gonna be dense where you can be able to hold some things in it. So you know what I'm talking about, that little pan pot vibe, the little in between. So you get that. Then you start off. You get you some olive oil. You cut you up like about a good large onion. You put that in there. Add some cayenne pepper or smoked paprika, whatever you feel. You know, get that going. You can throw some fresh minced garlic in there if you want to add to the spices, but you got to get that base good. You got to get that base looking right. So then after you do that, now what I did, but you can do whatever you want. You can get chorizo sausage or you can get, what we did. We did androli sausage, but we skinned the sausage and took the meat out of the skin. So the casing, we took the androli sausage out of the casing, but it smelled good and it was great. But you can use chorizo, you can use whatever you want here. This is your protein. But I recommend something that's got like a chorizo vibe or androli sausage vibe, but you want to get the meat to ground it. So once you get them onions cooked soft, and this is a white onion, by the way, you want a large white onion, and that garlic and the seasonings you added, go ahead and put that meat in there. You ground that meat in real good. You do your thing. You letting it happen. You just, cooking it through with the onions and getting that seasoning in there. Now, I like taco seasoning, but get you some taco seasoning or some good adobo. But you want some taco seasoning adobo because you want that that smell. You know what I'm talking about? And they actually call it taco seasoning. Get you some of that or get you some adobo, but you really want to have that rich, nice smell. You want that nice Mexican, food truck smell, right? So you got the meat and the onions cooking. You done brown this really well. Now it's time to go ahead and add some rotel. Now, people don't really do rotel in the East Coast, but some people do. Y'all know what rotel is. That's that green chili peppers with the tomatoes. You want to use that sauce. You want to use all of it. Get you a regular can, like a small can, not a big old can. Get you a medium can. Pour that in there because you want the meat with the juices and that to form like a nice like sauce a little bit. And if you got some, paste, picante salsa, some thick chunky salsa, add a couple of tablespoons in there just to get the juices flowing and get the sauce meaty, whatever. Now you're not done yet. This is the last part you got to add. You got to add the beans. Okay, now you can do black beans or pinto beans or both, whatever you choose. Get you a nice, average size. Get both. So you get 2 cans. I recommend 2 cans black and 1 can pinto, or just all pinto or all black, depending on what your flavor is. But you want that good, black bean pinto Mexican bean style, and you want them already in the can, somewhat semi-cooked. So you're going to add that with that meat and that sauce, because now it's going to give it that simmer. So you want this to get simmer. You want this to be a nice thick sauce. You want the juices to come out and the grease to come out at the bottom, because that's how you know you fully cooked the meat. If you don't see the grease coming up at the top, you didn't fully cook that meat down. So then you got it spread out, smelling. Add some more seasoning. You can never do enough for the taco seasoning. It's always going to be great. So then after you have that flowing, you got all those juices in. Now this is the part that gets fun. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees. 425 degrees. Preheat the oven. It's important to preheat. We've learned that this weekend, haven't we?
We have.
You got to preheat the oven first. I always tell people the number one reason why your food never comes out well is because you're not preheating. You got to preheat the oven first. And let me explain to you about preheating. When you preheat the oven, nothing goes in the oven. Because the oven is preheating, right? The oven's preheating, not the food, the oven. And when the preheat is over, you're going to hear ding, ding, ding. That means you're at the right temperature for the oven to then put your food in. And also, I always going to be an advocate of this. I'm all about the preheat advisory. You must preheat your air fryer on the temperature you want about 3 minutes before you put your food in. If you do not preheat your air fryer before you put the food in, it is going to come out half cooked. And you might get salmonella, get sick, get food poisoning, or die. It's real. So, preheat that oven while we're in this part with this stuff. Now, you want to now at this point, turn down the heat on the huevos part. This is the sauce. You want to get about, let's say, about 4 or 5 eggs. Maybe 6 if you're nasty. But let's do about 4 or 5. What you're going to do is you're going to get a good big spoon, and you're going to scoop up some compartment and create these little spots. Like you want to, like you're scooping some holes in your compartment of that sauce. You're going to do it around. And then you're going to crack an egg, and you're going to fill the egg. Okay, now you can do a sunny side however you want, but I like to mix a little bit. But you're going to put that you're going to crack an egg and fill it in that little compartment around the sauce. So it's almost like you're doing eggs in purgatory, for those who know what I'm talking about, or shakshuka, a little bit of that. You're going for that kind of vibe right now, but you got this different seasoning. So you're going to crack an egg in each of those compartments that you done scooped up in that sauce, in that pot. That's why you need that pot, because you want to be able to carry everything in it. Not like a pot, but like that pan pot situation. So now your oven should be preheated ready. I will leave that in there for about 20 minutes and let it just bake itself. Now, this is if you want the eggs to be fully cooked. I would think you should fully cook the egg in the sauce with it. Now, let's say 20 minutes out. By the time you pull it out 20 minutes on that temperature, let it rest. This is another issue that people don't do when they cook. They don't let shit rest. You got to let the shit rest. People just be ready to just take it out hot and pour it. No, 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 no. You got to let it rest. I'll let it rest for about 15 minutes. Resting means that when you take it out the oven, right, you don't have to be percolating and making smoke and greasing that. You don't want it to do that. That you don't want to serve it to people like that. That's too much bubbling. You gotta let all that kind of calm down. Trust me, your food's not going cold. What it's doing is it starts to internally cook. So that meat, that sauce is marinating in there, is percolating. And it's also, the meat is calming down the rest. So you could be able to taste it in its totality. If it's too hot, you can't eat it anyway, right? So you gotta let it rest a little bit. Let all the sauces, everything, coalesce. Then after you do that, I like to do this with my huevos rancheros, but everybody's different. I will throw in that. So when I turned that oven off, right, the heat was still, there was still some heat. I throw the tortillas in there and let the tortillas get a little crispy. You want to make like a little tostada. Leave it in for about 5 minutes. Check on it though, because you never know with different tortillas. But we use like these nice, really good flour tortillas, and we put it in the oven while I have it resting. And then I pull them out. They got a nice little tostado vibe. And I put them in a bowl, because you don't really want a plate for this. You want a bowl for this. You put that tostada, that nice little medium, hard, soft, whatever, little crisp tortilla in the bowl. And then now it's time to serve, because at this point, it's time to serve. So at this point, I scoop whatever the egg compartment area is with the sauce. I put it on top of that delicious tortilla, and I top it with some shredded cheese, some sour cream, some guac, whatever rocks your boat. And voila, you got huevos rancheros. Isn't that how it was?
Yeah.
Isn't that how I served it?
Yeah. Y'all got lucky, because he be gatekeeping recipes from me.
It's not that I don't gatekeep recipes. It's not that I don't hide my child. It's just I don't want my child to see the rest of the world. Says an idiot named Drake. It's not that I want to hide these recipes from you. It's just that I just want to hide them from the world. But no, it's a good recipe. And I love making huevos rancheros. You can remix it different ways. I use the androli sausage, and I also have bacon in mine. I did cook bacon. I cut them in small pieces because I want that chorizo, like pork flavor, to season it out. It was a hit with everybody. I made 2 pans. It was enough to feed everybody, and everyone had a really good brunch. Mm-hmm. Good Christmas Eve brunch. Wasn't it good?
Great brunch.
It was incredible brunch. Mr. Johnson is making his delicious pancakes. He makes these brown sugar. What are those pancakes he makes?
Cinnamon.
Yes.
Sugar.
The cinnamon sugar pancake that I have never learned how to master, but he knows how to master it. He can master it well. So it sounds like it's going to be very good. So then I guess on episode 99, we was getting into it. We're big on the hot topics before we get into the hot topics. But book. Super excited about the book. You all are excited about the book. It's less than 2 months away. And everyone's getting excited. There was some magic tickets, golden tickets, that went out to 150 of my biggest fans and family and friends and people to go to the book launch party. It's not a public event, it's a private event. But some of you all listening were surprised that you were one of the people that was selected. But we were super excited for you to be able to come. And this one over here will be there. You excited about coming?
I will be there in attendance.
He will be in attendance. You were super excited. It's going to be so much fun. All my family's coming from out of town. February is going to be lit. Now, for those who've been listening carefully, this is not the same event that I was talking about earlier in February, because this is in later February. So this is February 21st. So it's going to be a really good time. February 21st, the book comes out. Some of you all have been buying the book already. My homegirl Lauren was telling me her dad was looking for the pre-sale link. He wants to get his copy. Some people have a copy, making a dent in their reading. How have you been reading it? How's it been so far reading it?
It's been good. I read a little portion of it. It's good.
Yes,
I like it so far.
Making a dent in his reading. But yes, a lot of people who've been pre-ordering copies. As you all know, you can hear my lovely voice on the podcast, on the book audiobook, because I am the voice of the book. And so, it wasn't as, the way I did it. This is fun. Like I could just talk and, they would have made me do retakes. Like, you didn't say that word. You have to enunciate that word better. You have to say it again. So I had to go back and It had to enunciate, but it was great. I mean, it was a great experience, and so you get to hear my voice for like hours upon hours of me reading each lovely chapter of this book. And there's so much anticipation. There's some list that's about to be, some looking forward to most anticipated books of 2023. People are really excited. People are really the book talkers are talking. The Insta bookers are talking.
Yes, we're going for that New York Times bestseller.
Oh my goodness! Don't put that pressure on me. But it's whether, and here's the thing, whether it's a New York Times bestseller or not, the fact that I was able to get this book done and to be able to achieve great things is still a victory. Yes. Because it's not easy, okay? It's not easy to get a six-figure book deal in your 20s and have to write a book during the pandemic while also being an adjunct professor, a journalist, a big brother, leading a nonprofit, being a chair of two, sitting on 3 boards. It's not easy. And then being a husband, planning a wedding too. Did all that. So I'm going to give myself grace. But I am going to say that would be nice. And only you can make the difference and make it happen. But thank you for speaking into existence. We would hope. I guess I could do anything. But I am excited about it. I'm excited about the launch party. I'm excited about you all excited about it. There is a national tour. I finally was able to come out the closet and say that. It is a national tour, which is just wowed. But we'll be in your city. All in your city. That's that song. That's in my mind while we thinking about it. It's like the perfect tour sound. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely thinking about that for sure. Like just the enthusiasm about that and like what comes with that in traveling. But there will be, and for my Philly people who, some people like, I didn't get a golden ticket, so we're not going to be in Philly. Oh no, contraire. We have a date. February 23rd, we'll be at the Penn Bookstore in Philly. Okay, I'm giving you one date already. February 23rd at the Penn Bookstore. We'll be there. And that's going to be on that Thursday. So 2 days after the book. So I'm going to have the book launch party on the 21st. But I got some plans. Like I'm thinking about going to some different places and just signing books and just popping up. Like I want to go to the Rittenhouse, Barnes and Noble at Rittenhouse, and just stop by and sign books. And then I just want to just pop up. I might pop over at Temple. And just sign a couple of things and sneak off.
You got some fans at Temple.
I do have fans at Temple. No, I definitely have fans at Temple. I need to go over there. So I got a lot of different ideas I have. I'm working with Harriet's bookstore, which is the Black-owned bookstore that's in Fishtown. And Janine Cook is just a good friend of mine. She supports a lot of the work that I do. I support the work that Harriet's has been doing for a long time. I've been a big fan of them. And, she's great. She has this wonderful Black bookstore that is dope, and she is working with me on this book launch party and the Philly stuff. My people at Cashman Associates, they're going to do the PR for the Philly leg of the tour and the Philly marketing and promo. So it's just great to be able to work with friends in this collaborative effort. Also, Blue Co is the official sponsor of the launch party, liquor sponsor of the launch party. Got a lot of great folks sponsoring, is coming in and supporting. Of course, my lovely family at Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists, they're going to be helping the coordinating to get Black press. But it's going to be so much energy, and I'm so happy for all the fans and all the sponsors and all the people supporting. If you got ideas for things you want to do, if you want to throw a private book party and you want me to, do some things, you got a secret group of Ernest stands that are around, I will definitely show up to your book parties and your book clubs. We also have book club discussion questions. So if people are trying to do a book club around this, I curated a nice list of book club questions. Myself with St. Martin's Press was the publisher. We did create a list of book club discussion questions for groups. Because sometimes you may be like, well, what kind of questions can we lead with this book? There's so many questions, but we created them for the fans. So if you're doing a book club, you're looking for that, more of that is coming soon. We're less than 2 months away. The countdown is here. They say this is the fun part, the marketing part. If you drop an album, and you have the marketing campaign, the promotions and stuff. This is the fun part. This is the sweet part. Because the book is done. It's done. It's in the publisher. I'm done with it. They legaled it. They cleared it. They're making the book as we speak. And then I cannot wait. I can't wait until January, because then January, the book, I will get the actual physical hardback. So what a lot of the fans have, including you, is they have the paperback version, which is the advanced reader. What I'm going to get in the mail in January, before a month before the book comes out, is I'm going to get a set of hardback books. These are the books that's going to be in the stores. So I'm going to have them mailed to me, the early editions. I'm going to be able to look at them, hold it in my hands, like a jersey, and just be like, wow, So I can't wait to have that moment. Every first author's dream. And so I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
2023 is going to be great. Yeah. Yep. You'll be 20.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Your last year of sobriety.
Yeah, I'm still not grown. My mom said I'm still not grown. So I'm not grown.
Not grown. Not grown in Texas.
Yeah.
But definitely in Philly. I mean, Philly. So yes. So, what else I want to say before we get to hot topics? I mean, we only have a couple of things because we have a long list of things. So much fun stuff. Oh, these onesies we're wearing. So everybody's been asking about these onesies. They've seen them on Instagram. These onesies we've worn. They're from Savage Fenty. Mm-hmm. We love them. We all got them.
Yes.
Everybody did. All the brothers, Mr. Johnson, Mommy, everybody got them. Like everyone got these onesies. And these came from my younger brother who thought it was a good idea.
Picked out by Caden.
Caden picked them out. My youngest brother, our youngest brother. Mm-hmm. And it's it's from Fenty. It's blue, it's black, this look. And I never knew Fenty said, I love Rihanna. You all know I'm a Rihanna fan. Our relationship right now is a little fraught. But I love her. And I love this Savage Fenty stuff. Now, I've been thinking in my head, I want to be naughty and just go to Whole Foods and wear this, walk into this and go grocery shopping at Whole Foods with this on.
I mean, you could, but it might raise a couple of red flags. It might raise a couple of red flags.
It definitely can raise red flags. I can't get away with this, but I would like to. I probably wear these New Year's. Maybe this is my New Year's outfit.
We did get a couple of extra Savage Fenty sweatsuits.
We did.
Yes.
We definitely did. We've been doing a lot of Savage Fenty this Christmas. This is definitely a Savage Fenty Christmas. A lot of shoes. My God, Steve Madden. I love my Dolce & Gabbana cologne. And Karl Lagerfeld. That was nice. All these Steve Madden shoes. So fancy. You got some good stuff too. What are all the things you got?
I got some new Dunks, some new Nike Dunks. Let's see. I got a bunch of dress clothes, so now I'll look professional at all of the new events. Got a bunch of clothes.
What technical stuff you got? No technology?
Not yet. It's in the works though. In the works.
Yes. And the crazy part is that I got some Beats Pros over there. We're in the in-room studio. So I got these. It's called Power Beats Pro. I'm not really, I'm not a technical person. Y'all know I just got a new cell phone after 5 years. I was loyal to my last cell phone for 5 years. So they know I'm so high tech. But these are so pretty. And they're sweat and water resistant. So I can wear them in the shower. I'm going to see. I don't believe it though. I'm going to wear them. Because I always wanted to have some headphones in the shower. But then there y'all go with y'all mouths. Well, what about your ears? You're going to wash your ears? You're right. I guess I don't have to do it that fast. But these are pretty. And these are really nice. These are Power Beats Pros. So I don't have to be hanging around my neck all the time.
True.
That's true. Yeah. We're going to see. Batteries up to 9 hours. Wireless play. Sweat and water resistant. I guess that's what Mr. Johnson wears when he runs. But this is a very nice gift. Oh, so what did we get each other? That part. So Mr. Johnson got me a vacuum cleaner that's a robotic vacuum cleaner that I don't have to do anything. It just kind of vacuums itself.
Oh, you got one of those little circle things?
Yeah, something like that. But it's really high tech. Oh. That's what he got me. And I got him a 5-piece coffee maker set. It makes tea, it makes frappuccino, because he had that tired ass French press and cold brew. It does all of the things, so he doesn't have to do this all by himself. But he was doing it the old school way with the French press and all that stuff. And I was just this has to be done better. So now he has an efficient machine. And then Mommy bought us a wine cooler.
Yeah.
That was nice. Even though I don't drink white wine, y'all, I drink champagne. I don't like white wine. I like red wine. And I don't like red wine chilled. Never drink red wine chilled. So what I did is that we put all our champagne, Moscato, uh, sangrias, all that in there. And that was good because it gave us some space. So that's what we did. But yes, it's been a great Christmas. Christmas trees, Christmas season, lots of watching Christmas shows. So we're gonna get into some of these hot topics as we wrap up for this finale. You my season finale guest.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
A great season finale guest.
Yes, you are a great season finale guest. And so let's get into it. Before I get into the hot stuff, speaking of holidays, I must acknowledge. So Meek Mill did this nice thing for Christmas. He paid to get 5 mothers bailed him out so they can be with their families for the holidays. Wow. And apparently he's got 15 more coming.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's very nice of Meek Mill.
Yeah, it's something nice he's done. I must say that's a thoughtful Christmas thing. I mean, compared to what Wallow did.
What did Wallow do?
Well, that's good that you don't know. So Wallow basically, what he did was that during Thanksgiving, he asked for I think 5 or 15 single women to come to a Target on Thanksgiving, and he was going to spoil them. And yeah, it sounds bad now. It sounded bad then. So what he ended up doing was that they all came, and the Target wasn't open because Target was closed on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
But the thing was, it wasn't 15 women. It was a bunch of women because he never specified which. And he came back the next day and then, made it rain for people and brought cameras and things and showed it on social media.
Well, some people give in different ways, so.
You don't think that was corny?
It might have been a little corny, Target was a little corny, but
yeah.
He needs a new PR team.
He does need a new PR team. Yes. That's true. He does need a new PR team. I agree. But Meek Mill clearly PR did a good job. He normally has his foot in his mouth taking some L. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been taking L's. Looks like the reverse has been happening. It seems like all the reverses. We'll talk more about that, but it seems like it's everybody who we liked before is in reverse. Drake is now reverse. Meek Mill's looking better right now than Drake.
I'm a fan of the Drake album.
What Drake album?
The new one.
In spite of that little shot he made at Meg Thee Stallion?
I'm personally not really into the personal relationships of rappers, but the music is all I'm here for.
Spoken like a true cishet. So you said that you separate the personality. You.
Yes. The music and the personality is separated.
Oh my god!
Unless it's extreme, like extreme cases.
And give us an extreme case.
The R. Kelly situation is an extreme case.
You better. But you're not canceling Drake.
No. Until he publicly has done something that's just unrecoverable.
You don't think anything?
Then what has he done?
What has he not done? What has he not done? Okay. All right. So you thought you liked that album?
That was a good album. I'm a 21 Savage fan.
So you preferred the 21 Savage side of the album?
But Drake was a good compliment to it. So
he's always collaborating with someone better than him.
Hey.
He just did that collaborative effort a couple years ago with Future. We all really wanted to hear Future. We didn't care that Drake was on the album. Just to be clear, he's always collaborating with artists better than him. Twitter was Savage, Future. It's a thing. But anyway, thought it was a nice thing that Meek Mill did. It's better than his last album for sure, this recent stunt.
Yes.
But it's nice. It's very nice. So, into the news, what everybody's talking about. What a great way to end the year. Tory Lanez is convicted on all 3 charges for what he did to Meg Thee Stallion. I've been following this case for a period of time and been following it. A lot's been going on with this case, but I was like, I just had to talk about it. So Rolling Stones, I've been following Rolling Stone. Of course, Nancy Dillon. Go ahead, Nancy Dillon was one of the best reporters who was covering this. And, I love Rolling Stone. Me and Rolling Stone going to actually have a couple of things coming very soon. Stay tuned. But I just wanted to say, Los Angeles jury, they did convict him of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. It's now a fact. And both feet okay, during this alcohol-infused confrontation. Now, this happened July 12th, 2020. They actually should have been home because the pandemic was out there raving, okay? It was raving mad. But basically, the jury unanimously said that he assaulted Meg with that semi-automatic firearm, which created that bodily injury. Okay? They said he discharged the weapon with gross negligence, and they said that he concealed this unregistered weapon in his SUV. Now, he'll be sentenced on January 27th. Okay? Everybody says it's right. The jury said they got it right. Pandemonium erupted in the courtroom the moment he was taken off in handcuffs. He is now, right now, in the Los Angeles County Jail. Now, a lot went down, okay? Because, they said that he basically had a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, told her dance bitch and shot at her. Now, this is the thing for me, though. A lot of people say a lot went down, but the father, okay, Sunstar, which his name is Daystar, his father is named Sunstar. So this was meant to happen. They named him like that. Now, the father, Mr. Peterson, said, this wicked system, quote, he says, you two, basically screaming mad, you two, you are wicked, you are evil, basically pointing at those prosecutors. He went in, he called her a liar. They said that she fabricated everything. It's a lot going on, basically, about it all. And truth to be told, he blames Jay-Z. The father's blaming Jay-Z and Beyonce. Well, Jay-Z more so. He's claiming his Rock Nation. A lot of stuff is being said. And, it was a lot. But I'm just here to call bullshit on it all. So let me tell you where I first think. I'm happy about this verdict. I stand by this verdict. He did it. He's guilty. Common sense, we knew he was guilty. Anybody who was reading the trial, following Nancy Dillon's reporting on this and others who did. There's another reporter named Megan. They call her Megan the Reporter, who also was covering this. Someone else from LA Times. It was a lot of great journalism, real journalists out there, despite the blogs and the tabloids and the misinformation that was going on. Okay, the shade room was just filthy, doing nasty work. Every little major distraction is what I think caused everything to go down the way it is. It's just trash. I mean, the media's coverage of it, journalism and legitimate news sources had the facts. The blogs, these little blogs everyone was following, and I got a conspiracy theory of my own since people want to have conspiracy theories. I think Tory Lanez was trying to buy Zeus. No, I'm joking. Not trying to buy Zeus, but I will say this about this. This is what I think. It's just weird to me that Elon Musk decides to really let, Twitter Blue come out right now. Now, with Twitter Blue, they had an error gap. We talked about Twitter Blue a couple of weeks ago about how they were letting people get verified accounts if they subscribe. Now, as somebody who has a legacy blue check, basically, I don't have to pay because I was a legacy blue check, okay? I was legit from the start. If you pay $8.99 a month or $8 a month, apparently you can get a blue check now. But when you click on the blue check, it will notify that you got it because of your subscription. And those who did not have a subscription are called legacy verified account holders. So even when you try to buy the fake bag is going to tell everybody it's fake. That's just what it is. But the interesting thing is that during this week, right, when they dropped this, all of these blog sites, the corny bad blogs, they all bought those subscriptions to those blue checks. So when they was putting out that fake news that Tory Lanez was found not guilty, people thought it was legitimate because they saw those blue checks, but they didn't click the blue checks to see that those were subscribers. So this is why verification matters, and this is why I'm so annoyed with Elon Musk, who is also a Penn alum. I'm so mad at him because of the fact that you sat up here and you opened this to everybody. And now we're seeing in real time how misinformation can lead to the issues that we have, because people was like, well, I saw this verified account. This is a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, that person paid $8 to then put out fake news and scare the public. So it's been hard competing. Like real journalists like myself who's been following the trial, letting people know what's going on. We're competing against a bunch of assholes who don't actually have their shit together. It's frustrating. It's actually frustrating. I'm highly upset, and it's showing in my in my recording. But I do think that this is a moment in time. So, did you see? Was you being misinformed? Did you feel like you was being misinformed by some of this on there?
Me personally, I would say that I thought that maybe Tory Lanez was not guilty due to the all of the blog sites saying these certain things like Megan had glass in her feet and all of these other things. So I was thinking, maybe she was lying. You never know. You never
Why
know.
would you become more convinced that she's lying compared to him? Why would she lie? What did she benefit from lying? Let's just unpack this. Why was she? What did she benefit
Because
from lying?
I just think that she was trying to protect her friend at
So
first.
you thought Kelsey did it?
Yes,
You really
I thought
believe
the
Kelsey
friend
did it?
shot her. I mean, but
Why would Kelsey shoot her?
I don't know. They have beef now, so maybe she could have got shot over something. I don't know these people
So you
personally.
think that everybody was in a conspiracy over Daystar? You think that he's that important? This little, just leprechaun of a rapper. You think that they would do all of that for him?
No, I don't know. But I mean,
So then, what made you realize that he did it? I'll tell you what I knew.
the guilty verdict. But still, it could be a whole conspiracy. As the father said, you never really know.
You really believe this?
You can never really
You
know.
can't believe this.
Especially with the rap game nowadays.
You can't be serious.
With the rap, think about the rap game
Oh my
nowadays.
God.
They either killing them or they sending them to jail.
Okay.
They trying to get rid of the rap game.
Okay. So you think this is a mass conspiracy to get rid of the rap game?
You never know.
Oh my God.
You never know.
That's how you know it's a real podcast. I'm learning a lot of things. This is why media is important. Your brother's a great journalist, and you're out here entertaining these conspiracy theories on the internet.
I'll entertain them. They just it's just that you never know. You
Oh my God, you do know, but you do know, and this is why this man needs to go away. Okay, abolition can wait for Tory Lanez. Okay, abolition. They say abolition can't wait. I try to be abolitionist, but these are the times where I wrestle with that because this is not no, absolutely not, absolutely not. Listen, these are those moments. He'd be like, throw away that key, sit him in there for 22 years. Honestly, I just hope they send his ass to Canada and keep him there.
True.
Yeah, keep him there. Keep him there. We'll do a trade. We'll trade him for Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good trade. I will say this. This is what I know. This is how I knew. This is what I told everybody. If you follow my Instagram, I try to make it very simple. I showed you the chart that the prosecutor has showed. Now, I keep telling people that to me it's a process of elimination. This is how I knew what I knew. All right. In that shooting, okay, first of all, let's back up a little bit. Too much of the defense didn't really have a defense. The defense's argument the entire time was that they were focused on Meg and her livelihood. They were focused on her lifestyle. They were throwing shots at her, but she wasn't on trial. They spent more time trying to convince you that Meg is a problem rather than convincing us that he didn't do it. So they talked about the people she potentially could have slept with. Ben Simmons, the baby, Tory Lanez. Okay. She slept with them. What does that have to do with her lying? Right? What does that have to do about her lying about being shot, right? Then they said that she lied about her being in an intimate relationship with him. Okay. So she lied about sleeping with him. Okay. Maybe she didn't want... I would be ashamed too. If I was in a situation with someone like him, I would be ashamed too. I wouldn't want nobody to know. I mean, if you listen to her lyrics, she says it's nobody's business what she be getting into. She keeps everything on the low. Clearly she did. So
not low enough.
Not low enough. I agree. So who cared? Like, okay, so she lied about sleeping with him. Okay, how many people have lied on bodies they don't want to claim? What does that have to do with her being shot? That's just what I was at. Every time they throw these things, like that idiot who was in there saying that the talking about she was really drunk and belligerent. Okay, but what does that have to do with her being shot? Next move. Everybody just kept talking about everything that did not have anything to do with her being shot. So they got y'all more hype about her body count than they did about the fact that this man shot her or not. Everything was like, okay, but what does this have to do with her being shot? So I think what they wanted to do is they knew they could never really get him. I'm going to tell you what I think about the defense's case. But when it come to him, I think they never really had enough evidence they had nothing to actually take him away. So what they did was they wanted to spend more time trying to assassinate the character of her so that the jury could just basically be fixated on her rather than fixate on the case. You know who did this?
Who?
Jussie Smollett when he went to trial.
Mm.
Jussie Smollett spent so much time planting seeds of suspicion on those two brothers. Like he came out talking about he slept with one of them, he had a relationship with one of them, all this. Now these are all things Jussie told me months before the case. So I already knew what he was going to court with. But my whole thing was when he was doing all that, I was like, what does this have to do with what happened at Cold Night in January? That's what I keep asking people. What does this have to do with what happened? So when Jussie was dropping all that tea about the brothers and these relationships and drugs, what does that have to do with that night? And that's what I kept saying to everybody about this. I knew how this was going to play. All of this stuff about Meg this and Meg that. What does it have to do with the night of July 12th, 2020, when she got shot? So let's break it down to the principles, which was easy for me to understand. The night that she got shot, I ain't talking about the night and the incident in question, not the parties, the background, the sleeping with, who cares? The night of, there was 3 people that potentially could have done it that was at the scene. It was Meg, which she didn't shoot herself. We all know that. It was Tory, it was Kelsey, and it was the driver, the security guard. Well, the security guard had no DNA or residue on him from the gun, so he was completely out of it. Nobody accused him of doing it. Nobody said he did it. He said he didn't do it. Okay, he's out. Now you got Kelsey, and now you got Meg, and now you got Tory. We know Meg didn't do it. So now we got Tory and we got Kelsey. Okay, here's what we got on both. Both of them had some DNA or some gun residue around them surrounding the gun. Okay, that is clear. But what we do find out, what we do get from all of this is that the gun was Tory's gun. Bingo, ding, ding, ding. He owned the gun. It was in his possession. First thing. Second thing is that Kelsey says she didn't do it. Tory says he didn't do it. Okay. Meg says that Tory did it. Kelsey said that Tory did it in the September deposition. Now she tried to shake her story up a little bit and backstab Meg at the trial.
She pled the fifth.
She pled the fifth. But she said before she pled the fifth, September when she did the deposition, she said to everybody that he did it. And to make it worse, he sent text messages and voicemail apologizing that night. And Kelsey that night immediately tells in a text message that was given as evidence that Tory shot Meg. And Meg said Tory shot her. And Tory sends her an apology message. He didn't say, I apologize for shooting you, but he basically apologizes the night of the incident. And also to Kelsey as well. Who went on the stand and testified? Meg, under oath. Kelsey did too, under oath. Technically, the lie would be to commit perjury. She might be getting perjury charges, that Kelsey. Now, who did not testify? Tory Lanez. So here's the thing. If you was literally the only person that is on trial, that's the suspect in head, wouldn't you testify in your own defense? I mean, if everything is looking like it's if you really are innocent and you really fighting for your case and you really fighting for your life, wouldn't you then decide to say, you know what, I need to take the stand so I can let the audience, the judge know, the jury know that I did not do this? How do you explain it? Like, get your ass on the stand. He did not testify. Allegedly, they say he didn't testify because he said he would further incriminate himself. Well, to be honest, if you think that going on the stand will further incriminate you, then that must mean that you must have did something criminal. Guilty on all 3 charges. Case closed.
Well,
I think that's what happened. He did it.
I guess he did it.
You know he did it. It's not a guess. You know he did it. There's no reasonable doubt. There's no reasonable doubt. He did it. And this whole talk about, oh, he can appeal. He's not appealing. And if he tries to appeal, he'll waste money. He know he did it. There's no way you can convince anybody otherwise. All of that smear campaign towards her, they did everything they could to smear her. But this woman stood up for herself and she got justice. And, I think that this is a lesson for the blogs. I'm disgusted with them. Shade Room, all these people. I think it's time for us to go back to legitimate news again. Supporting real journalists that's doing the real work. These blogs are malicious and they're so internalized misogynist. I mean, the misogyny is at an all-time high. They don't support the issues. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's disgusting. Don't you agree?
I agree. I'm in agreement.
It's just, yeah, we have to just do better. We just, as a community, as a people, we have to do better. So
I just think that Tory Lanez should have got better lawyers. He could have got himself out of this sticky situation.
You know how he could have got himself out of the sticky situation? He should just admitted it from the beginning.
What would that have done?
I think it would have done a lot of things. I think for starters, part of the issue is that he lied. A lot of this dealt with her trying to protect him. I think people have to remember that Meg did not come out the gate accusing him and put him in public. She actually was trying her hardest to just move on from the situation. She didn't want this attention. And she lied because she was trying to protect him. It's just weird how black women are always put in these predicaments where they try so hard to protect the pen who don't give a fuck about them. And it's just disappointing, it begs the question, why is perfection a requirement for black women victims, but not for their alleged abusers and black men victims? I mean, there is a whole thing about this. This is called the gendered compassion gap, which it seems as though high-profile black men who are shot, accused of abuse, or incarcerated are met with unconditional support. They're given the utmost support above black women. But these men do not have to be perfect, okay? None of them really are perfect. When they make mistakes, they fuck up. They never even have committed a single mistake. They don't have to. They can be misrepresented by a single fact. People can empathize with them, okay? No one ever scrutinizes their past. Never. Think about it. Chris Brown, he didn't have to be perfect, but people had so much fucking mercy for him. But Meg Thee Stallion, oh my goodness, heaven forbid she make a mistake. Heaven forbid that she tells one fib. She told the police initially she stepped on glass instead of being shot because she said in the year of 2020, during the height of the police brutality, she said she was fearful of interacting with the police. She said that. She said that she was also scared of the music industry and she called them a big boys club and she believed that they would not have believed her if she had told the truth. And she was right. She comes out and she steps forward and she tells, and these men in the industry, 50 Cent, all of these men, Joe Budden, who has a horrible podcast, all these people, did that to her. So, she did, he had previously denied that Kelsey shot Megan in Instagram. And that's what he said. This is brought up in court. He initially denied that Megan shot her. That Kelsey shot Megan. So, clearly we found out what happened. But all these people, 50 Cent, all these people comparing her to Jussie Smollett, he's such a troll. I'm sad that you never got to experience him. He was born in 2003. Oh my God. He was born in 2003. That was the year that 50 Cent, when he was really relevant, he's still rich, but not as relevant, made a great album called Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. The cultural impact of that album was massive.
I just remember growing up and seeing 50 Cent on Instagram and it said he was going for bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not the same guy he used to be. Yes, but these men really have done her dirty. They have really become professional trolls and have just targeted her in a way that isn't fair. I'm just glad that she is able to have the support systems that she needs now. And I hope that she takes a break. She has a really great supportive boyfriend who makes really great music. And I really just think that we've gotten to a point. You have thoughts about her boyfriend making music?
I don't know. He's taking 2 L's right now. He's taking an L in the community and he's taking an L in his music because I'm sorry, nobody's listening to it. But
listen to his solo music or his collaborative music?
Neither.
Why are you saying like that? No one wants to party with artists?
He's mediocre.
Well, he's a great person though. He's standing beside his girlfriend and supporting her. He seems to be a feminist. At least he has it tatted on him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's written great music. He writes good music.
Yeah, but after the whole Kyrie Irving situation,
Oh, what happened?
the Kyrie Irving situation,
I don't know. Tell me.
Kalani,
What about it?
how Party Next Door slept with Kyrie Irving's girlfriend and then posted on Instagram.
But that's party next door. I'm talking about partisan.
Oh, that's okay. Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out.
So he's confused.
Cut that out.
He thought it was partisan. But you're talking about party next door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not partisan, her boyfriend. The one who writes the songs for, what's her name? Cardi B. I think he writes songs for Cardi B too.
Oh.
Yes. But he doesn't make music. So you're talking about party next door.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not a fan of party next door?
No.
No. Interesting. So party next door is the problem, but partisan seems to be still good. I was going to say, because I thought his music he makes is good. Partisan, the Meg's boyfriend, but he seems to be supportive. I mean, his statement that he put out was very nice and everything. I mean, I know he's gotten back and forth with Tory and them on social in the past, but like I think at this point we all got the answers that we wanted. I mean, I already knew what I knew. I knew she was gonna be powerful, but I know that there was some of my friends who were just wondering would the court system side. I was like, look at him. They're not siding with that. I mean, look at this facts. I mean, seriously, look at him and look at the facts. I mean, everything was pointing to him being guilty, in my opinion. In my opinion. But what do I know? Just facts. So, this Nepo babies conversation, I find out you don't know anything about Nepo babies. You never heard of them before?
No.
You never heard Nepo babies before?
Mm-hmm.
So, Nepo babies in Hollywood, there was a really great story in the New York Magazine that talked about them. Nepo babies are those who are famous, but they come from famous offspring. So, like, for example, David Washington, John David Washington, Denzel Washington's son. Or you have people like Jaden Smith and Willow Smith, Will and Jada's children. So there's a lot of them in Hollywood that we didn't know, and they're just saying how they've been given an advantage to, get famous in society. You think about Diddy's kids.
True.
Or Lori Harvey.
True.
That's Steve Harvey's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And Marjorie, the right. So this theme around Nepo babies is a thing. And so some of them are pushing back and they're feeling offended that it's being exposed. Out
it's
there.
True.
It's true. Now, do you think Nepo babies do have an unfair advantage?
I would say in terms of gaining popularity, yes. I mean, if you go to somebody like Will Smith's Instagram and you go see his children on there, of course that you're going to know who they are and they're going to be famous. Will Smith advocating for his son to be in movies while he's young. If it was just some regular kid, I don't think they would have just got that part. I think it was because it was Will Smith's son. He had an advantage.
So I'll give you an example about this. So New York Magazine and Vulture reported on this. And so like Miley Cyrus, right? Billy Ray Cyrus is her father, singer-songwriter. Billy Ray was asked to audition for Hannah Montana after Miley landed the role.
So reverse
for that, yeah. Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet have Zoe Kravitz, who was in the Batman movie recently.
Oh, yeah.
Lenny Kravitz and Lisa are the parents of Zoe Kravitz. Then you got Dakota Johnson, who her mother is Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson, who's an actor. Then you got Kate Hudson, who is Goldie Hawn and Bill Hudson's parents, is the parents of them. And there's a lot of these major ones. Now you got folks that's in the Hollywood Nepo-verse, like Laura Dern, whose father is Bruce Dern, and Diane Ladd. You also got George Clooney, whose mother is Rosemary Clooney. I'm not Rosemary Clooney. I mean, her aunt, his aunt is Rosemary Clooney, and his father is Nick Clooney. Robert Downing Jr. Senior is the father of is the father of Robert Downey Jr., but Donald Sutherland is the father of Kiefer Sutherland, which I knew that. But Gwyneth Paltrow, I mean, she got Blythe Danner and Bruce Paltrow, and she's connected to Steven Spielberg. I mean, it's wild. And then Angelina Jolie, of course, her father is John Voight. And then you also have Ben Stiller, Jerry Stiller, and Anna Mira. Ann Mira is his parents. But then you got Angelica Hudson. You got the Sheens. Can't forget the Sheens. Martin Sheen, which is the father of Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. You also got that connection, of course, for Mia Farrow, who her father is John Farrow and Marlene O'Sullivan. Then you got the Barrymores, who's connected. You also got Jamie Lee Curtis, who both of her parents have Oscars, Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis. And then Liza Minnelli, I mean, come on, her mother is Judy Garland. These are legendary. Michael Douglas, Jane Fonda, her father is Henry Fonda. And then you got Josh Brolin, which is interesting. Barbara Streisand and James Brolin, but Barbara Streisand is the stepmom and James Brolin is the father. That is wild. Then you got Mariska Hargitay, whose parents was an actress and a bodybuilder. You know, Nora Jones, her father is Ravi Shankar, who's this very famous musician. And then you can't forget the Bridges. Lloyd Bridges is the father of Beau Bridges and Jeff Bridges, who's the Oscar-winning actor. So you got some interesting Nepo siblings. I mean, there's even more. Let's get to the siblings. I mean, you have Jonah Hill and Beanie Feldstein, who was recently on Funny Girl. You got Ray J and Brandy. Okay. You got Lucas Hedges and Haley Kikoto, which is, I didn't even know they were related. Phoebe Bridgers. Okay. And Swazi Ronan. And you also have Evan Rachel Wood, whose father is a theater director, daughter of theater director. I mean, Timothy Chalamet. You got ML Hirsch. All these people are industry babies, connected. Their families are connected very well. Jordan, Blake Lively, Jake Gyllenhaal, Maggie Gyllenhaal are siblings. Billie Eilish, they're related to Phineas. It's a long list. It's a long list of people. Everybody. Matthew Perry, Sigourney Weaver, Sally Field, Laura Linney, Jason Bateman, Matthew Broderick. Everybody's on this damn list. They exposed everybody. Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, Lena Dunham, Allison Williams, which her father is Brian Williams. This is wild. Even Leonardo DiCaprio's connected. It's just a list. But they're all connected. And it's a lot of people that's connected here. Now, personally, I was not a Nepo baby myself. I don't really, my parents weren't famous. But since we have people who might be Nepo related, that may not be the same for my sibling.
Yeah, it might be Nepo.
You might be Nepo?
Might be a Nepo baby.
Why do you think so? What's your experience like being a Nepo baby?
We
have a live Nepo baby here on the show, you all listening.
There might be a couple of people that come up to me and be like, oh my God, are you Ernest's brother? I might sometimes say yes, sometimes say no. It depends on my day and how I feel. But most of the time I say yes.
Why you say no sometimes?
No, but I always say it.
But you, so what is, what do they do? Are they just excited? Are they young people? What's the vibe? Who do they look like? Who are these people?
It's really a nice variety. Ernest has a wide scope of fans, I have to say. I might get approached by some lady that's, in her upper 50s.
Older women? Yikes.
I might get approached by someone in their mid-20s, 30s, sometimes even my fellow college students. It's a wide variety of people. So,
do you be out with your friends? Do you be by yourself? How does it do? It's been a grocery store. Where does this happen?
It depends. So last year, my freshman year, it happened a bunch of times. I went to Made in America. I go get some food at Made in America. The lady know Arnie, and she you can get whatever you want for free. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. Just because I know my brother, that's a come up.
I guess it is, you Nepo baby. So this is a thing, and apparently some people are really upset about it. Jamie Lee Curtis, who I admire, she might get an Oscar and be nominated for one. Hopefully, she's going to follow her family's footsteps. Her mother and her father, I think, both won Oscars, have been nominated at least. And she hasn't. She's been nominated for many Golden Globes and have won a couple, but she is going for it. In this movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. She's in the film. I grew up watching her in a movie called Freaky Friday, which came out around the time he was born. This is when Lindsay Lohan was not doing crack or wasn't doing crack. And, she's now recovering and we love Lindsay now. But this is before she had all of her issues. And he, did not know that Lindsay Lohan. Like, you don't know that Britney Spears I knew. It's so funny. Like, when I talk to him about Britney Spears or talk to him about Lindsay Lohan and these other celebrities, he just does not see them in the same way that I knew them, It's just, the time gap. But
don't look at Britney Spears' Instagram today.
Not today.
Don't look at Instagram.
I'm gonna look at her Instagram.
Have you seen her Instagram today?
I've seen Britney's Instagram, but I have not seen it today. Let me look. Britney, what we doing, girl? What we doing? Let me look while I'm talking. I want to see this.
I hope she deleted it.
Oh, wow. Oh no, girl. Okay, this is a lot going on. She's not that innocent. Look, she's got freed. Listen, if you was free, you might get a little wild, huh?
But she's been a little bit too free, especially with her Instagram and all of these posts that she be making.
It is a little. I've been trying to ignore it, but I've been looking, and I'm just trying to understand the patterns of behavior.
These are y'all stars.
They were, and they were big stars. Okay, Britney was number one on the Forbes list. Okay, of celebrities at one point in time. She's the youngest to get a Hollywood star on the Billboard Walk of Fame. She did that in her early 20s. That's how big she was. Guinness Book of World Records. You could never. Your face was. This is the type of stars I grew up with. Okay, Britney was on top of the world.
I heard the new gold standard was longevity.
Yes, that is a new standard. Still a standard. Beyonce longevity, Jay-Z longevity. Pink longevity. I'll give her that. Gaga hopscotch longevity, but still there. Drake, he's had longevity for now.
Yes.
But, I don't understand. Anyway, but I say all this to say, Nepo babies is a thing. I think people should just be real about it. Like, if that's what it is, that's what it is. I mean, you're going to still do work. I can't take your classes. But, if you got it, you got it. I know, like, for Black people specifically, there's a lot of Black people in the industry that are Nepo babies, or I guess they are. But people said, listen, if they Black, I saw someone on Twitter say that they're gonna spoil their sibling. They're gonna make their sibling. They're gonna help as much as they can. I help as much as I can, but I don't do everything, which I think is the biggest difference is that I don't do everything. Some people do everything, and that's the problem. Is that you can't do everything. You have to provide something, right? So what I do, I give you. You get the bat, but I'll give you the ball, and you just knock it out the park.
Yeah,
I think that's important. But if you have a whole football stadium, if you have a whole baseball stadium, and you have all the bats and you have all the balls, why would you make your sibling go play baseball somewhere else? Exactly. I don't believe in that. What's the point? Like, if you say you do it for family, then that's the time you're supposed to do it for family. I agree with that. So, moving along, we are at that time of the year we're going to talk about the best things of the year. I think there's a lot of great things that we've done this year. A lot of great moments over here. So many moments. Personal favorite moments. What's my personal favorite moments of 2022? Well, I have a list. I'm still trying to debate my favorite things. Well, there's a lot of things because it's a lot of stuff that's going on. I guess we'll get to favorite things in a minute, but I do want to do this before I get into favorite things because I want to compare my list up against Obama's. So, movies. I've been catching up on movies, and I got some great recommendations. So, I watched, well, first of all, being at home, we've been able to binge watch a lot of movies. So I caught up on Knives Out. I watched the first one, which I enjoyed, of course, but I wanted to see the new one, Knives Out Glass Onion, and Knives Out Mystery on Netflix. It is good and fun, and I already saw the first one, so it was great to see. I enjoyed it. Janelle Monáe is a knockout. I definitely get the Best Supporting Actress nomination buzz for her. Was really happy with her acting. She's always been acting really well. She was in Moonlight, Hidden Figures. I love those performances by her, but she is stellar in this. She holds her own. And what I like about her is she's not acting like, Janelle Monáe. She's just being in this character, this cool, dope character that's gorgeous and fun. She plays the role really well. She's a natural. So I really do like her in Glass Onion, Knives Out. She's been winning some Best Supporting Actress wins and winning. So I really do appreciate it. Babylon. Okay. Babylon, this movie by Damien Chazelle. We have to always look at a Damien Chazelle movie, okay? This is the guy who gave us Whiplash and that La La Land that I thought was overrated, but cute. So, Babylon, it's not for everybody. It ain't for everybody. It's excessive, it's flashy, it's loud. I've heard mixed reviews. Rolling Stone really wasn't feeling it. I just think that it tries too hard. I was entertained in the beginning half. The second half is like, lots of star power. Margot Robbie, I don't know if this is a great performance or just a ridiculous performance. I can't put my finger on it. I thought she was initially going to be a Best Actress lead frontrunner, and a lot of people was buzzing about her, but I don't think that's the case. I don't even know if she's going to even make it in the top 5. She might. If they like the movie enough, and enough people watch it, she definitely will get nominated. But I don't think she's winning. I remember at the beginning, everyone just kept raving about this role and saying she's the one to beat. But right now, it's looking like it's a race between Cate Blanchett for Tar, which I love, and also Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, if Michelle Yeoh wins, she'll be the first Asian actress to win, second woman of color following Halle Berry to ever win. I mean, it's the 95th Academy Awards, y'all. Get it together. But we'll see. And then of course Cate Blanchett will be going for the prize of getting 3 Oscars, which is rare. The woman with the most Oscars is Katharine Hepburn, who has 4. But she will join the crowd of women who has 3. Meryl Streep, which is my favorite actress, my personal favorite actress is Meryl Streep. She has 3 Oscars. Also, who else? Frances McDormand, a couple Ingrid Bergman, not Ingrid Bergman, another Ingrid. But there's a couple of women who got 3 Oscars, and Cate will be joining them if she wins. So we'll see. But Tar is a performance, and it's an incredible performance. The film is doing strong. But I really, really want someone else to win. I like Cate Blanchett. And I don't want a Woody Allen movie to be the last time she wins an Oscar. And it is a good case to be made. I mean, I was annoyed. To be honest, I was annoyed when Frances McDormand won for 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. No, I wasn't mad about that. I thought that was a great win. It was the other movie she did after that, Nomadland. I was angry that she won. I thought that, Viola Davis should have won for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. But and also too, another person that could have won that year, that was a very good year for actresses. I would have said, she's in the movie Shay. Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. That could have also won. But it was the Academy wasn't ready for that. But Carey Mulligan has been giving out some great performances. She's also great in She Said, which kind of fell asleep. A lot of people fell asleep on that movie. I didn't watch it. Avatar: Way of Water, great film, but not acting. But I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, Babylon, interesting. Now, here's a movie that's not getting hardly any Oscar nominations, and that's I Want to Dance with Somebody. That was that new film, of course, about Whitney Houston. I'm hearing mixed things about it. The fans like it for what it is. I don't think the movie does Whitney justice, but I don't think anything can do Whitney justice at this point. It's interesting to watch. I'm not running to the theaters to see it. I think it's worth watching on streaming. So when it comes out on streaming and you got nothing to do, I highly recommend that. It's worth streaming. But going to the movies and buying a ticket and seeing it, I don't know. I don't know if it was given that. I do appreciate how holistic they were about her life. Because that was just, what it was. But pretty good. Also, Best Man. So I've watched the Best Man movies again. I watched the first and second ones. I can't remember how great, I forgot how great The Best Man was as a film. Like the first one is perfection. Well acted, well cast, and they still look good. They got the new Best Man, the final episodes or whatnot, those are really good. I thought I didn't need another one, but I actually didn't mind it. I really thought this was a great way to wrap up the show. Great performances. Tay Diggs is hilarious. Morris Chestnut. I mean, all of them were good. It's a good show, and I thought it was perfectly timed. It was fit. They made the sequel 15 years apart, and now they've made this series 10 years apart. So there's enough room for us to miss it. But this black don't crack. This rich black don't crack. They look good. They all look good. They're all coming to the table with something to bring, and the acting is phenomenal, and the cast really seems like they love each other. So I was really excited about it overall. But yeah, those were some of the movies I watched over the holidays. I binged on. What are some of your favorite movies of the year? My favorite movies of the year, since we're getting into our favorites list and comparing it up against, former President Barack Obama. What was your favorite movies this year, Kelby?
Wakanda Forever. I did really like the new Black Panther movie.
It was good.
Yeah. Let's see. What other movies? I think that's probably my top favorite.
Wakanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Wakanda. Wakanda was very good. Everything Everywhere All at Once was my favorite. I did appreciate the new Avatar film. I loved Tar.
Was the Avatar film good for 3 hours and 30 minutes?
Yes, I think so. I think for me it was. I mean, you have to watch it 3D.
Oh yeah.
It is long though. It is long. It is Titanic. I mean, it's James Cameron. James Cameron gonna give you a long ass movie. One thing James Cameron gonna do is that he's never gonna miss, and he's gonna give you a good ass movie. I appreciate James Cameron's appreciation of cinema. Till was another favorite of mine. I did appreciate Till. Till took me out. I didn't think Till was gonna be as good as it was, or as nuanced as it was, for sure. What was your worst movie of the year? What was a bad movie you saw this year?
I saw that new I'm more into the horror, side of movies.
Okay.
So I watched that new Michael Myers movie. It was unnecessary. It was very
That's
unnecessary.
what Jamie Lee Curtis. You didn't like it?
No, I did not.
You did not like the new Halloween?
I did not like it. I didn't like the ending of it. No, I did not like that. I didn't like how they went off the last one that they made last year, and they made like a sequel to it. But then they just messed up the ending of last year's. So like, it's like, what's going on? Like, he survived? Come on. Like, this is crazy. And then, also watched that Smile movie.
Oh yeah. You didn't like that?
It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't worth the hype. They really did put like commercials out. There was a lot of mass production for that. Like, it was going to be really
Makes
good.
sense.
But it was okay.
You didn't like it. My worst movie was Jasmine's Blues. Jasmine's Blues. That Tyler Perry movie on Netflix. I just think it was god awful. And I can't believe I was convinced. Mommy convinced. She's like, oh, it's on. You should watch it. It's good. I'm like, the taste was just not there. It lacked the taste. It was a horrible film. The script didn't make sense. There was so many bad plot loopholes. All that budgeting for it to be crap. I thought that was my worst movie of the year. I just thought it was just bad. Anyone who watched the Tyler Perry's movie, a Jasmine's Blues, I just thought it was cringy. And those actors and those wigs. And he had that man hanging at the tree. It was just terrible. It was just terrible. Yeah. Yeah, that's my worst. Now, Obama's favorite movies of 2022. Some of these I like. Some of these I'm like, what? He says The Fabelmans, which is that new Steven Spielberg film. Decision to Leave. The Woman King, also one of my favorite movies this year. The Woman King. I think The Woman King sucked the life out of Wakanda Forever for me. Not that Wakanda Forever wasn't good. It was great. It was a good film. But Woman King, I think all of those women kicking ass just really made me appreciate it more than I thought Wakanda was going to. I just still feel like The Woman King was phenomenal. It was directed by a black woman. She was incredible. It was awesome. After Sun, he liked that. It was okay. Emily the Criminal, okay, Obama. Petite Maman, okay, who told you about that film?
You didn't like Emily the Criminal?
Did you like it?
It was on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched it. You liked it?
It was an okay film.
Audrey Plaza, she alright.
I just didn't like the ending.
Me neither. Okay, so Descendant, which is on Netflix, a great documentary. he says, Obama says, I'm biased because Higher Ground produced it, of course. Happening, which is a cool, it's all right movie. Till, which we both agree is great. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Okay, Obama with the taste. Top Gun Maverick. Well, okay. You know, there is this weird look. I watched Top Gun Maverick over the holidays. Okay, okay, it's cute. I feel like if I saw it in theaters, I would have probably been more hyped because of the. I feel like the sound editing, everything would have been great around it.
Mm.
The Good Boss. Okay. Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy. Decent doc. A Hero. Hit the Road. Tar. Yeah, Tar. I like Tar too. And then After Yang, which is okay. He did not have the Banshees of Inisherin, which I thought was great, but it is a little divisive. He didn't have Babylon on there either. Interesting taste. So let's get into books because books are great. So he says his favorite books is The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama. I'm a bit biased on this one. He better have his wife's book on there. Sea of Tranquility, Trust, The Revolution, Samuel Adams, The Furrows, a novel, South to America, A Journey Below the Mason-Dixons Who Understand the Soul of a Nation by Manny Perry. I agree. That is one of my favorite books of this year. It just won the National Book Award. Very great book. Then he also likes The School for Good Mothers. He also likes Black Cake. He also likes Ducks, 2 Years in the Oil Sands. He also likes An Immense World, How Animal Senses Reveal the Hidden Realms Around Us. He also likes the book Liberation Day. He also likes The Candy House by Jennifer Egan. And he also likes Afterlives. Now, let me tell you about The Candy House. Another good book. Great book. Jennifer Egan is in a great book. She's also a Penn alum, by the way. And she wrote A Trip Towards Goon Squad. I think that book was called a couple years ago, and I really loved it. But The Candy House is also another good book. Good taste, Obama, some of these books. Now, The Light We Carry by Michelle, I love. But I also like this book by Amanda Gorman, a good poetry book she just dropped. She follows me on Twitter. Shameless plug. But I also liked it. Any books you like that you got to read this year? Any books that you read that stood out to you?
I mostly just read for my classes, so no new 2022 books.
No advanced copies?
No, I did read a little advanced copy of a special someone's book. It was good.
What's it called?
Good. The Case of the Cancel Culture.
Yes, The Case of Cancel Culture, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was a good book. Someone said to me, it's a great book. I mean, it's one of the most anticipated books of 2023. So then moving along to music. Now, this is when it gets interesting. So music, before we get into what Obama's list is, what is your favorite? What was your favorite music this year? Outside that trash out by Drake and 21 Savage.
I guess I'll go with the new Steve Lacy album that he dropped in the summertime. It was pretty good. Let me think. I've been listening to, I don't know what else.
You haven't listened to nothing else but Steve Lacy?
I have listened to other things.
What was songs? You have so outside of Drake and 21 Savage, clearly. Not the new Future album, no?
Oh, yes, the new Future album was great.
I Didn't Like You Anyway. Such a great album. That is a great album.
The new Metro Boomin album, too. That was a great album.
So I've heard.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't think it was bad. It was all right. It was fine. I have nothing bad to say about it.
New Metro Boomin album. You listen to the SZA album?
SZA's new album?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little long, but I appreciate it.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay album. The new Lil Baby album. The new Lil Baby album is the new Lil Baby album. That's all I'll say on that. It's the new Lil Baby album.
You like it?
Yes.
When did it come out?
It came out, I think, maybe 2 to 3 months ago.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, my albums, Renaissance. No Renaissance here?
I didn't listen to it.
You haven't listened to Renaissance?
I heard like the big songs, but other than that, I didn't listen to it.
Okay, well, that's an important album in American canon of music. This is not a laughing matter. This is a serious album that I played nonstop this entire year. Renaissance. And where are those visuals, girl? Okay, it's like, where are the visuals? So I love Renaissance. Loved Midnights by Taylor Swift. An incredible album.
It was solid.
It was solid. Oh, see that taste.
Solid.
You see that taste. It's a very solid album. Midnights was a very good cohesive album. Um, what other albums? I like Special by Lizzo. I like the singles, but I did like Special. Special has grown on me. When I first heard it, I was like, yeah, it's good. I like Lizzo. I like what she's doing. Um, Mr. Johnson likes Harry's House by Harry Styles.
Oh yeah, he has like some great songs on that album.
Really?
Yes.
Songs on that album. Okay.
I won't say the album as a whole is great,
but he has
like 2 to 3 good songs.
It's pretty good. Yeah, he's got hits on there. Bad Bunny album.
Oh yeah, that was a good album too. That was a great album for the summertime. Great summer album.
Great summer album. Mm-hmm. See, Renaissance is a great year-round album. It's not just a summer album. It's a year-round album. You hear that, Recording Academy? You know, there's albums for seasons and there's albums for years and decades. That was my album of the year, is Renaissance.
What did you think about the Kendrick Lamar album?
What Kendrick Lamar album? That Hotep? I'm over him. I'm over him right now. I'm disappointed in Kendrick. I won't speak on that album. But I did like the New Future album. I did appreciate that one. I think that one, to me, was great. But I know people like Kendrick, and he, it's critically acclaimed in its own way. I can't think of anybody else's albums I was really listening to that much this year. As far as new music go.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the worst music we listened to this year? Before we get into Obama's list. Well, actually, we'll do Obama and then we'll get to it. So Obama said that, before we get into the worst music we listened to this year, Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5, good, decent song. Ti Mi Pregunto by Bad Bunny. POF by Ari Lennox. Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan, Last by Burna Boy, American Teenager by Ethel Cain, Communion in My Cup by Tank and the Bangas featuring Tones, Pull Up by Coffee, Sakoko by Rosalia. Oh my God, Mama Moto, yes, that album. Yes, Moto Mami. That album was also good. Rosalie, I can't forget about her. Rush, Ira Star, Break My Soul, Beyonce, Life is Good, Sir versus Scribbs Riley, That's Where I Am, Maggie Rogers, Doing It In by Leela McCullough, Sunshine by Steve Lacy, Calm Down by Rema, Problem With It by Plains, Feelings for You by Xavier Omar, Belize by Danger Mouse and Black Thought featuring MF Doom, Tamagotchi by Omar Apollo, which Mr. Johnson's a big fan of Omar Apollo. Homemakers by Sudan Archives, Where I Go by Anderson .Paak and Knowledge featuring her. Shirt by SZA, agree. Oh, I love Shirt. About Damn Time by Lizzo and Round Midnight by Adam Blackstone and Jasmine Sullivan. He's got a wide range of taste, don't he?
Yeah.
Obama's listens to everything.
No Lil Baby, kind of disappointed in that, but
that he doesn't have Lil Baby on there.
No.
Well, which song by Lil Baby? I'm surprised there's no Taylor Swift on here because Anti-Hero definitely was my song. I don't know who giving Obama this list, but he should have had he should have had that on there. I don't understand how he had a whole list with no Taylor Swift songs.
He didn't have the I Just Want to Rock by Lil Uzi Vert. You know that song?
Mm-hmm.
You know the dance? No?
No, I don't know how to. What's the dance?
The I Just Want to Rock dance?
Well, I don't really listen to Lil Uzi Vert. But my worst music. What's your worst music of this year? I think Drake. Drake's album with 21 Savage was one of the worst albums.
No, that's 21 Savage was definitely.
Well, it was a disappointment. Another thing that disappointed was Nicki Minaj. Super Freaky Girl was the worst song for me in 2022.
Why?
Because it's so redundant. It's corny. She just is repetitive.
She's tapping into her fan base.
Yeah, but it's tapping into the worst of her fan base. I just thought the song was just cringy. And I mean, it's also just was dated too. That song could have came out 2000 and like
But if
13.
you go to her YouTube and you type in Nicki Minaj songs, most of the songs that got the most plays on YouTube is the songs like that.
Yeah, but that is not a good song. It still doesn't make it good.
But
Katy Perry.
that's what her community wants.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
what the Barbs want.
The Barbs, but you should be making good music. And if Barbs does have good taste, it's just sad. She used to be so much better than this. But yes, I think Nicki is just, I don't know. I just was not. So, as we begin to, wrap up this episode of the finale, so many great surprises are coming. This is episode 99. The new season will have the 100th episode. Those are some of our best. What's some of your favorite? Oh, restaurants. We didn't talk restaurants. What's your favorite new restaurant in Philly? What was some great restaurants you had? My favorite restaurant. So my favorite new restaurant this year was Restaurant Alexander. Love them down. My best restaurant of 2022 is Her Place Supper Club. That was really good. And then whatever was in my kitchen, to be honest, I think I did a good job. Me, myself, or Mr. Johnson. What was your favorite?
I would have to say I went to this place called El Rez and I got the steak tacos.
El what?
El Rez.
El Rez or El Vez?
El Vez. Yes.
El Vez?
Mm-hmm. And I got the steak tacos. You don't like it?
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I didn't know you went there, and so that you got what from El Vez?
I got the steak tacos, and they was probably I don't even like corn tortillas,
and
they came out on a corn tortilla, and I was a little bit skeptical, and I ate it, and it was just wonderful. Like it was just wonderful, and I got it with some sweet plantains with cheese on the top of it.
So this is what you. So this
it was great.
This is your fine dining experience.
That was great.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I went with my girlfriend.
And y'all thought El Vez was.
It was good.
Well, you are 19. I guess El Vez at 19 is acceptable. Yeah. And you liked it, and you was impressed. You said the corn tortillas at El Vez is great.
That was a great 3 tacos.
Okay.
3 tacos.
So El Vez it is. And then what else? Any else stand out to you? Any other places that you like that you just thought was just great?
The Owen / Johnson household was very great.
Yeah, it was. I think our Sunday supper situation was probably like definitely good, some good fine dining. Mm-hmm. I'm just tickled by El Vez. Just so I haven't been to El Vez in years, but I remember when I used to go to El Vez and had some good times. I just wasn't expecting that to be on your list. We went to some nice restaurants. We went to Rex the Royal.
Yeah, Rex the Royal was great.
Yeah, Rex the Royal's a great place. Mm-hmm. That's a good standard restaurant, That's a good standard. But I guess when you're on dates, what did your girlfriend get when she was at El Vez?
I think she got the chicken tacos.
Chicken tacos. So y'all did a taco day at El Vez?
Yeah.
That's very nice. Did you go to Van Lawrence for ice cream nearby?
Oh, yes, we did actually. It was right next to it.
And then we went right across the street. Yeah, Van Lawrence. And what flavor ice cream did you get?
I think just vanilla.
Just vanilla?
Yeah.
You are a plain Jane. I'm always the one who get the wild flavors. I forget. You'll be like, if it's a standard ice cream, vanilla is good. It's remarkably good there. That's cute. Okay. What was some of my other stuff? TV. What was your favorite TV experience this year?
TV experience? My
favorite TV show this year that I really sunk my teeth in and really loved. Just a brand new show that was different. Riches. I liked Riches. Yeah, I really like Riches. And I like The Crown. I really like this season of The Crown. I thought this season of The Crown was great. And Queen Sugar. I got to finish Queen Sugar. Like, all these great shows ended on me. Queen Sugar finally ended. And that was an emotional roller coaster of sorts. Because I've been following that thing for years. Yeah, what was yours? What's your TV series? I know you binge a lot of TV.
I would have to say the new season of Ozark was very good.
The final season of Ozark?
Yes.
Oh, Abbott Elementary. This whole year of Abbott. Oh my God. Yes, Abbott. Every day, every week, like scripture. They're on a winter break right now
Mm.
as they get ready. Did you see the ending of Vince Staples as the love interest to her?
No, I
Yes,
watched
he's
it.
the finale of the show, the winter finale.
Oh wow.
Yes, he's in the show now. He's acting. He's yeah. I was like, I didn't realize that was him. He looks a little weird, but like it works.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, his character's name Reese or Maurice. I was like, oh my god, such a Philly character. This girl Quinta is so West Philly, and she also knows her cast. Like she's giving them like these Philly names. Like everyone knows a person in Philly named Maurice or Reese. You
Yeah, I
even
do.
exactly. Everyone knows someone in Philly named Anthony or Tony. Everyone knows an Anthony in Philly. I know several Anthony's in Philly. Okay, everybody knows a Samantha in Philly. There's always a girl named Samantha in Philly. Everyone knows a Samantha. Everybody knows a Laura, some type of variation of Laura. Okay, like that is just Philly. Like Philly's always gonna have a Samantha, an Anthony, a Maurice, some type of leak, Marique, Talik, Malik, Sariq, Tariq. You know, listen, Rafiq. You gonna know some type of eek in Philly, whether it's with IK or a Q at the end. It's gonna always a Sadiq. You know, it's like you're gonna always know somebody in Philly with that. Yeah, that's standard. A Donna. Oh my God, you know someone named Donna in Philly. You cannot live in Philly and not know a Donna. Some type of Donna of some variation. But that's just the Philly names, you know.
You didn't like the Hustle movie?
With Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
it was all right. It was cool. You know, Adam Sandler's been trying to put in that work. People that we should leave behind between two. Tory Lanez. I think we should leave Tory Lanez behind. I'm about ready to leave Drake behind. Drake has disappointed me. I want to leave. I want to leave some of these bloggers behind, like DJ Academics. We should leave him behind.
We should leave Sweetie behind as well.
What?
Her music.
Her, Sweetie? So of all the people leave behind, you saying Sweetie?
We should leave her music behind. I'm an advocate for the Glorilla and the Cardi B.
I love Glorilla.
But the
Glorilla.
Sweetie music has to go.
So you're here for Cardi and Glorilla, but you're not here for Sweetie. Yeah, I don't know what Sweetie's doing. I don't know what Sweetie's doing now. She is a USC alum. She's so pretty. But that music is just not matching everything else.
Mm-mm.
You know, Lotto took a little bit of that shine. I must say, Lotto's come up this year has been everything. I really do enjoy Lotto. I've been, you know, look at that, Amanda. I told you Lotto had that gift. Everybody was just like low-key playing Lotto at first, underestimating her. But I think this year she really showed up and showed out. I'm a fan. Who else?
Let me think.
I mean, who else was good music-wise this year? I mean, I really just have been on the Beyonce train, to be honest. I do feel guilty that when I look at most of the music I listen to, it was just Beyonce for me. And Taylor Swift. It's just been Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Like, those are the only two artists I really listened to this year. I tried to, you know, I listened to some other stuff. You know, I heard some Harry Styles in between.
But it's official that A Boogie with a hoodie, he's fell off. He's fallen off.
A Boogie with a hoodie is falling off?
He's fallen off. It's official after this last album.
Was there any question before?
He's fallen off officially. Him, Roddy Ricch.
Roddy Ricch
last album, he's done.
Roddy Ricch is done now?
He's done.
He had a moment.
He did.
The baby's done. I think we can agree on that.
The baby is done.
The baby is done. Not Little Baby, not to be confused.
Not Little Baby. Little Baby's always on.
Okay.
He's always going to be on.
For now. Okay, that makes sense. We're leaving behind some people. We're leaving behind Tory. I don't really listen to Tory Lanez music. You know, I don't recall a Tory Lanez song that I actually knew. I always thought he was a wannabe Bryson, a Bryson Tiller maybe. You know Bryson Tiller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. A Bryson Tiller. I always thought, I used to mentally confuse those two.
You ain't know that song, Say It? You know what I'm talking about? Do It.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's Tory Lanez.
But that's not originally him.
I mean,
somebody else did that cover. I mean, he came in on that. He didn't originate that actual Say It. Do It. That's not him originally. That's not him. See, that's the crazy part. These covers got these people thinking. Kanye, leave him behind.
We can't leave Kanye
We're leaving
behind.
Kanye. We're leaving Kanye behind.
We can't leave.
This is an executive decision. We're leaving Kanye.
I'm
behind.
glad they stopping the promotion of his, bad behavior, because that's what really is part of it.
Is a promotion.
The media that continues to promote these bad things that he's doing. If you just don't give it attention, then it just goes.
Okay, that's fair.
Like Kanye.
That's fair.
Gone now.
I'll take that. I'll take that. That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that. I don't think we should be promoting it. I mean, in politics, we got this Philadelphia mayor's race coming up. You get to vote for the first time for a mayor.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Are you excited?
Kind of.
Temple been getting a lot of big names over there on campus. You got to see Obama this year.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was great.
I was far away. I was in Texas making sure the Astros won. And you was here with Obama. They're going to be, these mayoral candidates going to start coming over to y'all, giving y'all flyers and stuff. Listen, if someone named Helen Gim sees you, just go the other way. Just go the other direction. You want no parts. If Jeff Brown comes near you, just take the turkey, smile, and leave. Who else? Who else is gonna make it by then? I don't know. It's funny. I have a theory. I've been teasing my theory out to people, but I'm just gonna wait until the end of January because campaign finance reports come at the end of January, and that's when we'll find out who got the most money. So whoever those people got the most money, that's the people I'm personally gonna be looking at. Because some of these people, I just don't know how to have a pathway to victory. But everybody must have a pathway to victory, or they must see fit. That's how I look at 2023. I have a pathway to victory. Like I see what I want to do with the podcast, of course, and what I want to do with all my endeavors. And, as I, look at this season finale, episode 99 of Ernestly Speaking, look at that, 99 episodes, consistency,
yes,
passion, I really am excited about it. I'm really happy about next year. The book is, the energy that y'all are giving to the book and everything that we've been working on, it's been good. It's been a lot of good focus. And now that I know I can now do my podcast episodes remotely, you're going to be seeing, me out recording in places and things that are not just here in Texas, but other places. So I got a couple of surprises up my sleeve. But, as always, be well and be best. Ernestly Speaking is recorded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. To stay up to date with the latest on the show, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Mr. Ernest Owens. Use the hashtag Ernestly Speaking to tell me what you thought about this episode, and check out my website at ernestowens.com.